Hello everyone. I am a Power Platform and Dynamics 365 CE consultant for Alif Consulting. In today's video, I'll be talking about business process flows. What are business process flows and how you can configure a business process flow within Power Platform. So let's begin the session. A business process flow is a visual guide that is meant to help users complete a business process by using a set of predefined stages. Users are not limited to how long they can run a business process or how long they can have a stage open. All data that is associated with the business process flow can only be in one or more tables in Microsoft Database. Business process flows can only have Dataverse as a data source, as compared to Power Automate flows in which you can connect to multiple data sources. In business process flow, you can connect to only Dataverse. Business processes help everyone follow best practices, even for situations that don't occur very often. Where available, business processes provide a step-by-step timeline for the stages of a process at the top of the relevant row. You open the menu for the active stage, enter each column of required and business critical data, and then select the next stage when you are ready to work with it. Some business processes can be completed in the time it takes to make a single phone call, while others might take several weeks. As you work on a new customer row, the business process flow helps you see each step that you need to take to create the new row and fill out the required information according to your organization's business processes. As you see in this image, you can see the red visualization, right? Red color visualization, where it showcases, like displays various stages like setup, track, select and execute, and close and award. So these are the stages of a business process flow, and within each stage, as you can see, currently it is in the track stage, and inside the track stage you can see it is active for 23 days, and there are number of fields that are added to that particular stage. So those fields are nothing but steps within a stage. So each stage should have at least one step, without which you cannot create a stage. So it can be an option set field, it can be any field that can be added to a particular stage. The process bar can also be docked to the right side of the screen for each reference as you work with the customer role. On the process bar, select a stage and then select pin the stage flyout, which is being shown in this image. So now let's quickly get into a demo so that I can show you how you can configure a business process flow within Power Apps, within Power Platform. So for that, log into make.powerapps.com. This is the URL for it. So select your environment, in this case it's demo. So as you see in the left side of it, you can see solutions. Click on solutions. Let's create a new solution for it. So let's say BPF sample solution. So I'm choosing a publisher, creating this solution. So let it create first. So let me reload. So as you see, this solution is created. So let me open the solution. inside this solution you can see right now there is no component. So what I'll do is I need to create a new BPF, right? So let me go to new, go to automation, and inside automation there is something called as process, and in process you can see this BPF, business process flow. Click on this. This will open this BPF. So what I'll do is, so let us name it as student onboarding process. So this is the name of my BPF, student onboarding process. So here I'll choose my custom entity, that is student, which I already created. I think that is the name of it. Student, I think it's not there. Okay, it's there. So it's creating. So this is done. Now what I'll do is, let me open this designer. So there is a designer for business process flow. Just like business rule and model driven app, there is an app designer. Similar way you have a designer for configuring the BPF. So as you see, this is the student onboarding process. Here this is my new stage. So let's say student registration. So registration is my first stage where the students will register. Category would be nothing. Okay, fine. So apply. So this is the first one. So in details I'll add my step. So in the registration, so before that what I'll do is, so this is fine. So let me save and close this, save this. I'll create certain fields for each stages. So the first stage would be student registration, next stage would be registration approval, and the last stage would be onboarding completed. So for each stage I'll be creating individual option set fields, and I'll be adding it to my BPF. So let's go and do that. So I'll come back to the solution. In solutions I'll go to the student table. So I'll go to add existing, search for the student table. I think there are multiple students that is being entered. So I think this is the one. Not sure whether this is the one, CCS Tech. Okay, this is the one maybe. So here I'll select my components. I suppose should be the one. So what about the other one? So let's see. Other one. Okay, I think the first one should do. First one. Okay, I'm including all the components. No, I don't need all the components. I just need the ones that is there. So let me add the student table. Here I'll be adding my fields that is required for my BPF. So let's go to columns, add column, and let's say student registration completed. That is my form. Registration completed. I am giving it as an option set, so it will be choice field. So choices I can give either choices or choice. So choice is a 2 option set. Okay, so it's choice. So choices is multi-select, I think. So I need to keep it as yes or no. I think yes or no is fine, and should be searched. Make it as mandatory. Okay, this is done. Saving the table. So registration completed 1. Then next one would be approval, registration approval, fee collection. So goes. So another one is fee collection, registration fee. Collected registration fee. So this is also a yes no field, so I am making it as required. So in the registration student registration stage, these 2 are the mandatory fields. Saving the table. Next is courses approved. So that is also a yes no field, and it is making it required one. So courses approved. Next is onboarding completed. That is the final stage, which is also a yes no field, making it mandatory. Done. So these are my BPF fields that I created for the student registration, student onboarding process. So let me publish this. So publish succeeded. So let me reload this. Okay, so this is reloaded. Let me open my BPF and see if I have chosen the right student table, since there are 2 student tables that created, right? So let me check that first. So in the student registration, I will be adding 2 fields. Yeah, it is the same one. So let me add that, which was that registration fees. It's a required one. So So that I added. Then I'll add another step in this. So here I'll be choosing my registration completed field, which is a required one. So that is done. Now in the next I'll be adding another stage, and this stage would be courses approved. So here I want to choose a category, student is student. So in the details, courses approved, which is a required field. Next is another stage, that is the last stage, which is name of it is onboarding completed. Category is not required, so I am applying that. Here you need to select the option set field, that is onboarding completed. I am making it as required. So done. So your BPF is done. Now let us save and activate this. So I am activating this. Before that, let me check the order process. Okay, so only one is there, right? So let me activate this. So this is taking some time for activation. Okay, done. So it is activated. Now let's go back to our student entity. Currently there are no data, right? So let me add a record. This is not the one. Okay, so as you see here, so let me go back to this. So let me go to the form. Here let me add a form, actually main form I'll add. Need to add few fields to the form. So address, age, DOB, name, okay, this is enough. So in the forms, let me add this in forms. So I've added one main form. So in the form I'll be adding those fields that that is already there. So let me add in the general section. So name is already there, right? So you see here, so I would be requiring one is name is there, age is there, age I want, then address, age, DOB. So that is all I require. So let me save and publish. So what I'll do is I'll add this particular student table to my already created model driven app. So once I do that, let's go and create few records and see how the BPF is behaving. So let's publish this. So it's published. So let's go back to our model driven app. So let's add a model driven app to the solution. So there is a sample app. So inside this I'll add my student table in the sitemap. So let's go to the sitemap, and here I'll add the sub area, and I'll choose the type as entity, and the student is the one, I think, student. So just save, publish. So again just save, publish. So student is the one we added. So properties, okay, so let's play this. It's not getting published. So it's currently being saving the record. So let's see if this is. So student has been added. So let's check. Not currently. No, I think. So let me publish this first. See if it's not being displaying here. So what we can do is we can either, so this is fine actually. So what we, I think some publishing issue, we can go to student entity record. So we can open, why this is not being, so this is fine. Let's go to advanced fine. I think that is better. So let's go to advanced fine and search for students. So right now we have configured one BPF for student table. So let's open a student table form and see how it looks like. So okay, so student, I don't know which student it is because there are two student tables currently. We need to check which student it is being taken out. So let's check that first. Student, not this one actually. So I think this is the one, students. So let me create a new student. So once you create a new student, you can see that BPF being displayed. So right now nothing is there. So yeah, so this is the one we created, student onboarding process. So let us add a student. So age, so this is the one that I am adding. So as you can see, currently it is in the registration stage. So if you click on this registration, you can see two option set being shown. One is registration fee. So I'm choosing it as yes since it's a mandatory one, and this also as yes, and I'm going to the next stage. So once the registration fee is completed and the registration is completed, it will move to the next stage. Currently it is in the course approved stage, so I'm choosing it as yes, moving to the next stage. So course approved stage is completed. So next is the final stage, that is onboarding completed. So let me choose it as yes and finish. So this is also completed. So this is how you show a visual representation how the business process should show in your form. So if the user has any confusion related to how to enter the data, you can just guide him through a visual representation using this BPF. You can also automate this using workflows, check certain, provide certain validations. So if this criteria is not met, then don't move to the next. Don't allow the user to move to the next stage. Likewise, you can allow validations for each stage. So that is all about business process flows. I hope you understood. Thank you.